بسم الله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده. All praise is due to Allah, who ruled and exalted in the ruling. He permitted things and prohibited others. He informed and taught us all that we know. I testify that there is none worthy of worship except Allah alone. He has no partners. He prepared the rules of the religion through His perfect book, which is the guidance for all the nations, the Quran. And I testify that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is His servant and messenger who He has sent to all the worlds. He was sent to the Arabs and the non-Arabs with the final religion, Islam, of monotheism and legislation, which is gracious to the people who were commanded to follow it. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam kept calling this legislation, and he called to it. He also defended the legislation with its proof, and he shielded it with its incontrovertible evidence. May Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, his companions who followed the path, and those who followed the same path after them to proceed. I have read many books such as Ta'qid ibn al-Tahawi and in the creed of the four imams and the creed of Imam al-Ashir, and in the books of Aqidah and Fiqh, which they call Ilm al-Kalam, the knowledge of the logical thoughts. Because the importance of the issues included in this epistle, I advise that it should be printed and published. You should print it, this publication called Imam Tahawi, which you can find on the internet. Just type in Aqidat Imam Tahawi and you will find it very useful for you. It will be very useful for you to print it. Because once you print it, then you can benefit from it. I ask Allah, the Master of the heavens and the earth, anyone who reads this book and benefits from it, that He may give him the reward. May Allah have peace and blessings upon the Prophet and his messenger and his family. Sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. This is the creed of the four imams. That's Imam Ahmad, beginning with Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Malik, Shafi'i, and Ahmad. This is their creed. This is the creed of all the Muslims, and it will take us right back to the Messenger in Al-Tayba. Al-Tayba is Medina. It's another title for Medina, Al-Tayba. So when we follow the Maliki fiqh, we follow the Medina way. That the Imam Malik, he sometimes would go above and beyond, not even looking at the hadith, and look at A'mal Ahl Medina, because Ahl Medina are number one, the Sahabas, right? And the ones who followed them, right? Tabi'een wa tabi'i tabi'een. So, Imam Malik, he met the second and third generation. As you know, his chain of narration is one of the soundest narration, is Nafi', his teacher, then Ibn Umar, and Ibn Umar, he studied from the Prophet. The soundest narrations. Nafi', Malik, and Nafi', and Ibn Umar, and Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. All praise is due to Allah, and may Allah's peace and blessings be upon the Prophet, the chief of the messengers, his family, and all the companions to proceed. Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Malik, Imam al-Shafi'i, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, and their followers, may Allah have mercy upon them all, who convened the creed of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah and did not differ upon it. So who are the people of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, and what are their books? These are the books alike that one must read to understand this aqidah, this creed. Al-Fiqh al-Akbar by Imam Abu Hanifa, who died in 150 al-Hijriya. May Allah have mercy upon him. Al-Aqidah al-Tahawiyah by Imam al-Tahawi, who died 321 al-Hijriya. And its commentary by the greater scholar Ibn Abi al-Izza, the Hanafi scholar, who died in 792 al-Hijriya. Also, you should read the introduction to the Apostle of Abu Zayd al-Qarawani, the Maliki jurist. 386 al-Hijriya he died. And Usul al-Sunnah by Imam Abu Zamanin, the Maliki scholars, who died in 399 al-Hijriya. And also, don't forget to read, lastly and not least, At-Tamheed, a commentary on Al-Muwatta by Imam Malik. And the commentary who wrote it was Al-Muwatta by Ibn Abdul Barr, the Maliki jurist, who died 463 al-Hijriya. The Prophet ﷺ said that men will come and they will whip the camels, and they will not find a scholar more knowledgeable than the scholar of Al-Medina. In other words, they will take a journey just so they can reach Medina. And why would they want to come to Medina? They want to find the Maliki jurist, who is Imam Malik. And hadith says you will not find a scholar more knowledgeable than the scholar of Medina. So Imam Shafi'i said that when I studied with Imam Ahmad, when I studied with Imam Malik, he studied many years in the desert just to master the Arabic language. And when he noticed about that there's a scholar in Medina, he immediately went to Medina. And when he went to Medina, he found Imam Malik. And he said this hadith that the Prophet is talking about, it's truthfully Imam Malik that the Prophet is talking about, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Because you will not find a scholar more knowledgeable than the scholar of Medina. And Medina, Taiba, is so blessed. That is why Imam Malik, he used to walk barefooted in Medina in respect for the Prophet. We must respect Allah and respect His Prophet. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ati'u Allah wa bi Allah wa ati'u Rasul wa bi the Rasul ulil azmi minkum, and the people of knowledge. And when he sat with him, he said that I sat many years with the Prophet, with my companion Imam Malik. And I sat in the desert for many years, mastering the Arabic language. And I learned two things when I was in the desert. That all blessings come to you from the desert. And he said, number one, I learned that إِذَا لَمْ تُشَغِلْ يَدَكَ بِالْخَيْرِ, if you don't take your time, your hands and your time, if you don't occupy it with good, شَغَلَتْكَ بِالشَّرِّ, it will only make you do wrong, evil. وَالْوَقْتُ كَالسَّيْفِ, and time time is like a sword. Like a sword. If you don't cut with it, it will cut you. Beyond that, as I said, we want to know about the creed of the four imams. And what do you know about the creed of the four imams? In this book, Imam Tahawi says, after praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala azza wa jal, he says praise belongs to Allah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. قال العلامة حجة الإسلام أبو جعفر ورق الطحاوي. What did he say? Praise belongs to God alone, the Lord of the worlds. Praise belongs to only God, Lord of the worlds. All praise belongs to Allah, Lord of the worlds. The most learned scholar, the proof of Islam, Abu Ja'far al-Waraqa al-Tahawi from Egypt. May God shower him with mercies, status, and may God shower him with mercy, status, and may God shower him with mercy, status, and grant him paradise. Following is the creed of the people of the four of the prophetic way and majority of the scholars, Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. And who are Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah? They are the four imams and those who followed them. In accordance with the understanding of the Muslim jurists such as Imam Abu Hanifa, Nu'man ibn Thabit, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, and Abu Yusuf Yaqub Ibrahim al-Ansari, and Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn Hassan al-Shaybani radiyallahu ta'ala anhu majma'in. It includes their beliefs and the theological foundation of the religion upon which they based their worship of the Lord of the worlds. We assert about the unity of God, as did Imam Abu Hanifa and two aforementioned Imams, Abu Yusuf Abu Muhammad al-Hassan. May God have mercy on them all. Number one, Allah exists without partner, and there's nothing like Him, and nothing depletes Him. Number four, no deity exists except Him. Number five, His pre-existence without origin. Allah He existed pre-existently without origin. Huh? Eternal without end. He neither perishes nor ceases to exist. As they say in Arabic, يجب لله الوجود والقدم. Allah must exist, and He is qadim, old. He always existed. There's no beginning to His existence. كذا البقاء. Allah باقي. He's always there. باقي. والغنى المطلق عام. And He does not need anybody. All creation needs Him. He is the creator. He doesn't need anybody. وخلفه لخلقه بلا مثال. Allah does not have limbs. He does not have hands. Allah does not have face, facial, spiritual. Allah is not a Superman in the sky. The 6 directions, up, down, right, left, east, west, do not apply to Him. كذا البقاء والغنى مطلق عم وخلفه لخلقه بلا مثال ووحدة الذات ذات الله, his existence of Allah, his being. ووحدة الذات ووصفه والفعل, his being, there's no being like him. ليس كمثله شيء, there's no thing like him, because he brought all the things out of non-existence. Everything is in need of him. He is not in need of anything. A thing is something that occupies time. I am here occupying this chair, and I'm occupying this space in this building or in this house. Allah does not occupy anything. He created it all, and after He created it, He's in not need of it. He is existent without a place, because a place is for the creation. Furthermore, Allah exists and there's no thing like Him. All is need of Him and He's not need of anything. Nothing will be except what He wills. Imaginations cannot contain Him. Comprehensions cannot perceive Him. Tarkul idraki idraku. Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu says, our inability to understand Allah is our ability to understand Him. وَبَعْثُ فِي ذَاتِ اللَّهِ, and to know about the that of Allah, how He is. Ishraku is shirk, because you cannot understand Him. There's no thing like Him. Anything you think about or imagine, He's always different from it. You cannot imagine the Creator. He created you, and you cannot imagine Him. لا يسأل عما يفعل. He will not be asked about what He does, but we will be asked. Creatures do not bear any similarity to Him. There's nothing like Him. There's nothing similar to Him. Alive, He never dies. All sustaining, He never sleeps. لا تأخذه سنة. He does not sleep nor slumber. له ما في السماوات. To Him belongs all that is in the samawat والأرض. ولا يؤود حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. He is the Creator without any needs. He doesn't have any needs to create, and provider without any stores or provision. He can provide for the whole creation everything that they want. As the hadith says, and He will not decrease His kingdom. He will not decrease what He has with Him. If at one sitting all mankind and jinn was to ask Him to give them, and He would give every creation from the time of Adam to the end of time, from all that is in the sea, all that is in the sky. If He would give everybody what they want, nothing would diminish His dominion. He seizes life without fear and resurrects without effort. He takes souls and commands them to die, and He does not have no fear, without any fear, and resurrects without effort. To Him the creation, ما خلقكم ولا بعثكم كخلق واحد. Your creation and your destruction and creating you is just like creating one being. It's nothing to Allah to create the entire creation and to bring them out of non-existence. قُلْ كُونُوا حِجَّةً. In the Quran they says, إِذَا مِتْنَا, do we think that if we die we will come back? Yes, we will. Forget anything. يعني يحسب الإنسان أن لا نقدر على أن نسوي أمامه بلا قادرين على أن نسوي بنانه. Forget anything. Even the fingerprints will come back to exactly how it was. Imagine that. Just as He possesses of His attributes prior to His creation, so He remains without same attribute, without increasing in them as of His creation coming into being. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it simple for you. If you could just think about it. Think about, there was no earth. There was no sky. There was no you, there was no me. And Allah, He was there. Before there was anything, Allah, He was there. So now, after He created it all, He was there without any place. Is not even a throne, because the throne is a created thing. And He's not in need of the kursi, because the kursi is another thing, created. And the Hamad Arsh, those who are upholding the Arsh, the throne, are in need of Him. So after He created it all, right? He's not in need of it. So now, Allah, He does not need anything, and the creation needs Him. And after He created it, this time, let's say this pen is the time, okay? And when He created the time, He didn't need it. Because in the beginning He didn't need it. He created the pen. If I make this pen, I'm going to need it? You know? Because of creation, of course I need it. But Him, He doesn't need it. He created it just like that. He created the light of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and brought it out of existence. Lawlaka, like the Imam of the Burda says, لولاك لم تخرج الدنيا من العدم. If it wasn't for you, the dunya would not come out of non-existence. And from that light, He created all the creation. He created the pen and commanded to write everything that will come into non-existence. And He wanted to be known by you and me, so He created all of us. And remember, Allah does not need anybody, but all is need of Him. You understand? Nobody can not need Allah. We all have needs. Allah, He does not have partners. He does not have a sahiba. That if Allah had a companion or a friend, or then I will be the first of the worshippers, they say, become the prophets. So know that. أقول ما تسمعون أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين. So Allah, He is one. He is Qadim, He always existed. He does not have a beginning. There's nothing like Him. And the creation always in need of Him. And anything you think about, Allah is always different from it. Remember these points. وَاسْتَغْفِرُوا لَي وَلَكُمْ وَلِسَائِرِ الْمُسْلِمِينَ فَاسْتَغْفِرُوا إِنَّهُ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ.